Welcome to the Casino Insiders, and I'm your host, Deacon Kaine. Well, everybody, how's everybody doing out there? I hope you guys are doing good, having fun. Had a good weekend, got into a little mischief, or gonna get into mischief, in a good way, of course, obviously in a good way. Last week, I talked a little bit about betting strategy and the random number generator, as well as the Shakespearean gambling game that's big in Asia that's starting to come to America. All this is actually pretty interesting. So, folks, if you do have a gambling problem, please, please, please contact 1-800-GAMBLER. Get the help that you need and get taken care of, especially for your family. Second, I always want to talk about my books. Yeah, I know, I'm kind of corny about it, but hey, I enjoyed it. They were fun to do and learned quite a bit more than I thought I would. So you can go to Kindle Unlimited or Amazon.com and you can purchase Mastering Blackjack and Mastering Roulette. Remember this though, folks. Okay, you ready? If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free. Whoa, mind-blowing. I know. But that's the great part. Last but not least, it's that time of year again. Oh, yes, it is. Summertime's here. First of all, have a sober graduation, all you college students and high school students that are graduating. For those of you that are graduating, or just decide to go out and go party it up because school's out and you hit Las Vegas, don't forget about your Drinking Around Fremont Street t-shirt at Deuces the Shop. Please hit www.thecasinoinsiders.com. Click on Deuces the Shop and it'll take you right there. You can get some slides, a hoodie, t-shirts. You never know when some sort of cool front will come down or something like that. Especially since a couple weeks ago, we just had the solar flares and we're supposed to get like 96 more of them or something. Who knows? But it was pretty damn hot, I will say that. Anyway, time to move on. So I was on Reddit. Yeah, I'm going to let people know that I was actually on Reddit. My producer has a production company and it is called Three Sides Media. Okay, so 3SM is his Reddit, or Three Sides Media. I'm not sure which one it is. So check it out, folks. He started a, what did he start? He started a Reddit sub-feed or a feed. Sorry, I am nowhere close to being up on the Reddit lingo. So it's in regards to learning about your stories. We want to hear if you have haunted stories, not just because they sucked the money away from you and it disappeared, but I mean, have you ever gambled with a ghost? Or what are some of the great stories you've seen, funny stories you've seen, fun facts you've seen, so on and so forth. Okay? Has everybody got that? Fantastic. I appreciate it. And if you don't do it on there, please note that you can do it you can send us, not at, brain cramp. You can send us all questions at us or to us at twocasinoinsiders@gmail.com. Does everybody got that? Again, it's twocasinoinsiders@gmail.com. All right. Thank you guys very much for listening to my babbling. It was fun. Had a good time. But check us out on Reddit. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok. Hopefully TikTok sticks around and we get to work something out because I have fun on TikTok. Anyway, here we go. So I saw this subreddit and it said there was a game, a Shakespearean game that came out whenever Shakespearean times were. I think it was the 1800s or something like that, early 1800s. And they used to play it as a form of gambling, obviously, and they used dice. So this game is actually pretty cool, watching how they came up with it and what they came up with in regards to these games. And I'm bringing this up because I want you guys to understand the evolution of this game, okay? The first game is called Grand Hazard, or the Hazard game. Okay, so you're going to see a great correlation with two other games that are played today all over the world as well. Okay, it's a dice game, first and foremost. You can bet on the odd, you can bet on the even, you can bet on the low, you can bet on the high. Okay, you can bet on... Okay, so it's 3 dice. My bad. 3 dice. You can bet anywhere from 4 to 17, or you can bet on the individual numbers themselves, or how many those individual numbers will come. Because if you get one number in the 6, let's say you say you want 6. There we go. Spit that out, Chris. And you end up getting 1/6. Well, you get paid times 1. If you bet and you ended up getting 2 of them, you get paid times 2. And then 3 was some ridiculous number. So I think it was 5 or 15 times I thought I saw. Okay, so that's just a quick gist of Grand Hazard. Please note this, okay? When you're betting on the actual numbers themselves, there are different odds. The odds go from, I'm going to pull this up again, from 60 to 1, to 30 to 1, to 18 to 1, to 13 to 1, 8 to 1, 6 to 1, 6 to 1, 60 to 1. Wow, 17 and 4 are your best odds. So out of 3 dice, you want those coming up. Pretty cool. So that's basically 2 6s, 2 5s, and 2 ace. You cannot win on those odds, that type of betting, on a 3 or an 18, but you can bet on it if all 3 dice come up as all 3 ones, all 3 twos, so on and so forth, and that you can win up to 180 to 1. Best odds out there. Okay, now that's Grand Hazard. They would play that in the Shakespearean era. Okay, do we all got that? I just want to make sure that I'm kind of clear on that. I know I went all over the place, but give me a minute. So you got Grand Hazard, or Hazard the game. All right, now you've got a game called Chuck-a-Luck. Okay, you actually see that game here in the States a little bit, all over the place. It's more of one of those fun games that you have fun. And again, you bet on the single numbers, okay? You can also bet on the combination of dice, the way that they land, and it's used with 3 dice, okay? So it's kind of the same, except it's simpler, all right? Just so everybody does know that. It's a lot simpler of a game. And you can bet on, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, or the actual combinations. That's what I was told. Let me see what else we got here. You can bet on 13, 14, 15, 16, 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the betting varies. It's very similar to Grand Hazard. It's just a little different. So are you guys seeing kind of a correlation here, betting on odds even? You got a little bit of roulette. You've got a little bit of dice, as in craps. Are you guys seeing this? Now, the game is called Sick Bow. Okay? And Sick Bow is a combination of both games and absolutely crazy. It is one of the wildest games I've watched, and I had to find it on YouTube because I had no clue. I'm going to be the first one to tell you. The betting, once you understand it, is simple. It's way too simple. That's what scares me. It looks like a clustered, well, you know what I'm going to go with there. But you can bet on the numbers. You can bet on the patterns. You can bet on if it's going to be small numbers, high numbers. You can bet on how many of that number are going to come up, kind of the same way that you could. But the patterns, so if it's an ace deuce for 3, if it's not an ace deuce, a 1-2, a 1-3, a 1-4, a 1-5, 1-6, 2-3, 2-4, so on and so forth. Do you guys see this here? Now the odds are a little more crazier with the sickbo. Okay. Now this game is extremely popular in Manila and the South Pacific. People apparently win loads and loads and loads. Did I say loads? Loads of money playing this. But remember this, folks. When you win loads of money, you also lose loads of money. Okay? I highly, highly advise you to check it out. Okay? I want you guys to go check it out on YouTube. See what you think. Apparently, there is a casino in Hammond, Indiana, and I may be wrong. They actually have it 24/7. So you don't usually see it. This game usually comes out around the Chinese New Year and is brought out by a lot of casinos then. Okay? So that's why you probably haven't heard of Sickbo, and it's SICBO. All right? That's called Sickbo. Kind of interesting. A little bit different, isn't it? I'm hoping that I am explaining it pretty good to you, but you gotta see it to check it out. All you gotta do is look at the board as well. I'll be putting one up in the video where you can catch us on YouTube or Spotify. It has the videos now. All right, guys? Cool. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, yes. I remember. Do you remember? The 21st night of September. Sorry, I had a moment there, a flashback. Back in the 70s. Anyway, so I'm pulling up some stuff again. As you know, I like to pull up a lot of things. And trying to find it, so give me a moment. All right. I have an update on the snake story. All right, hold on. I got to sit back for this. Hold on a minute. There we go. I got to sit back for this, all right? So this is the fun part. Here we go, folks. So I got an update. And somebody found the snake. The snake was alive. Okay? Now, nobody knows how it went from the 5th floor. Please understand that. It went from the 5th floor of this hotel, and it made it out to their pool. Yes, apparently it made it to the pool. Apparently somebody was swimming in the morning. They didn't say if it was male or female. And it literally swam right across to this person. And the person jumped, sucked in some water, and almost drowned. Okay? So this is pretty funny. Well, not really for the guy, but almost drowned. The EMTs had to come out, had to help him out. It's also called a very possible dry drowning. Okay? which you guys can look that up. Well, the snake took off, went towards a field. So now in this area, they're going to have a wild, I think it was a boa constrictor they were talking about. And you know what boa constrictors or Burmese pythons can do when they're in an area that doesn't inhabit, and so on and so forth. They overtake it. So I'm going to be kind of interested to see how many snakes come out of nowhere, and well, we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. But I thought that was kind of funny. I feel bad for the guy or gal that sucked in that water after seeing that snake come across them. I thought that was hysterical, though. I got a good chuckle out of it when I heard it. Now, a few more stories out there of people just being dumbasses, basically. Okay, so there are a few things that people need to understand about the casinos, okay? If you are not 21 years of age, you are not supposed to be on the casino floor unless you're moving towards a food place or an entertainment place or so on and so forth. That doesn't mean you can stand behind your parents, sit in your parents' lap, sit at one of the slot machines, so on and so forth. Does everybody understand this? Okay. Well, I happen to be witness to another wonderful parent out there that brought their kid to a casino, not a baby, a child. The child was running amok in the casino, okay? And went behind the blackjack tables. And as you know and I know, that is a no-no. Went into the pits. And apparently, I saw the kid running around. And I said, oh boy, somebody's going to get in big trouble. Parents had no clue where the child was because they were too busy playing and they thought that it was okay. Security came, grabbed the kid, and apparently parents got into a lot of trouble. Now, as far as what type of trouble, I have no idea. You know, it's basically confidentiality at that point in time. And you nor I will hear anything about it because the casino will cover it up even if it did happen. So time to move on. Now, last week, while I was looking for some odds, I came up on something. I came up on, what was it? It was a gambling odds calculator. Okay? I'm going to look that up real quick because I'm kind of curious to know what that is myself. And I have it here. All right. Free parlay calculator for blah, blah, blah. Calculate parlay adds. Let's take a look at it. Free parlay calculator. All right. So I have no idea what it is. If it is allowing you to basically handicap the actual games that you pick. So therefore, you get to put the point spreads in. You get to make the point spreads and so on and so forth. Or the over-unders, or the halves, or the quarters, or the innings, or so on and so forth. Does everybody understand that? So you guys are going to be learning it. Well, I'm learning it as well. All right, here we go. So right now, it basically has a few games for you to pick and grab. And, oh, wow, it actually gives you... I see what it's doing. Okay. So you got to pick the games. You got to pick the sport, first of all. Okay. And then you got to pick the games itself. All right. So I'm going to pick tomorrow games in the MLB. All right. And it shows you what the lines are for these games. So you can bet on the spread, the money line, and it Oh, wow. All right, cool. The money line or the over under. Okay? Is everybody understanding that? So, we can put a parlay together real quick. I'm going to do the money line. I want to take, let's just say Detroit. Actually, let's take Miami. We'll take Pittsburgh and Washington. So, I just want to see what this does. I'm not sure what the bet is. See, the problem is it set a wager? There it is. There's the wager. They kind of make it difficult to see what the wager is. So if you bet $20 and you win this parlay money line, you'd win $232.32. I'm not going to say the company's name that puts this calculator out there, just due to the fact that I don't want to give them any free publicity. Okay. So if you do a parlay at $20 on the actual spread itself, not just the money line, on the three teams that I picked, you're looking at, wow, winning $925 off a $20 bet, which is actually pretty cool. So the calculator basically just says, hey, we're here. Pick your sport, pick your teams, pick which style of bet you want to make. And here are your spreads, here are your money lines, and here are your over-unders. So that's pretty, actually, I wonder what the over-unders would be. Let's see. So I'm just going to pick the same basic things that I did. There are 8.5 runs, 8 runs, and 8 runs. Okay? Holy Toledo. If you were to make a $20 bet and you picked the over of 8.5, over of 8, and over of 8 runs, and I'm going to assume that's total runs in the game, you would win $6,348.40. Now, as you know, and I know, that is virtually impossible, but geez, I would love to try it. God, I may go say if I can do that tomorrow. I don't know. I probably won't, so just give you guys a heads up. Just due to the fact of life gets in the way of stuff, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not doing that, because once I start betting on the games, then I'm not going to stop. I've run into this problem before. All right, folks. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I think that was a pretty good show. I liked it, talking a little bit betting, talking a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But anyway, talking some stories, and just kind of wanted to have some fun, do a little BSing with you guys. I'm working on a few other things. I have some folks that have emailed me and said that they were going to send me their stories that they have. Hopefully I get those soon so I can put them out there and we can have a little bit of fun. All right, guys, gals, everybody out there. Again, you can send us an email at twocasinoinsiders@gmail.com, as well as you can go to www.casinoinsiders.com. All right, folks. Thank you very much. You guys take care, and deuces.